So here's a shot of the old versus the new. As you can see, the original lens here is yellow in color, and the surface is getting foggy and oxidized. And so here we have our brand new lens, and that one is provided to us by Autosaver 88 from Amazon. And thank you to Autosaver. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and replace the headlight lens so we can get rid of this and we can have brighter, more crisp headlight beams. So we're gonna remove the radiator support cover. There are 10 clips. There's 8 of the little type that you just pry out with a screwdriver basically. And then on the ends there are 2 that use a Phillips screwdriver to back them out. Okay. Okay, so once you got those annoying Phillips head clips out, then you should be able to just pry out the other clips. Oh, these ones are so much nicer than the other ones. Hey, where's that clip kit we got? I have the electrical connector kit. You got it somewhere over there. Alright. Now we'll pop the cover out, set that aside. So we're gonna loosen the bumper so we can slide it out a little bit to gain access to some of the mounting bolts for the headlights. And there's a Phillips screw right here. It's kind of in a little pocket there. It might help to turn the steering wheel, but we got just enough room here to get in there and take it out. Or a stubby screwdriver might help as well. Alright, so we're going to take that out. Let's see now. We'll find that later. But now, so you can see you can pop out your bumper. Alright, so then on the driver's side, we're going to take out the same screw. Okay, so there's a retainer right behind here. And what I found is if you kind of lift up on the cover, there you go, see it, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 clips that the bumper snaps into. So anyways, we got it free now. So we'll move on to the next step. So under the headlight and attached to the headlight is another retainer right in here. And it's similar to the side retainer. There's like 4 prongs in there and it just snaps into place. So you just, there you go, you can just pull it back. And if you have trouble, you can, give it a little wiggle, just give it some steady pressure and pull on it, and it'll snap off of these 4 tabs right there. It's also wedged under these 4 as well, so it kind of sandwiches in there. But yeah, that's it as far as detaching the bumper cover, and then we'll go ahead and move forward. So we're just doing the same thing on the driver's side, just pulling back on the bumper cover. There's actually also a tab I didn't mention before on the top right here. Same thing, you just pull it out of there, and there we go. So now we got our bumper cover pulled back, and we'll start unbolting our headlights. For a better view and better access, it's not necessary, but we're gonna just go ahead and remove the bumper cover. There's some clips under here, 4 clips that hold the cover into the splash shield, or at least that's what it looks like. And then there's 10mm head bolts, 2 on each side. They're on the outer ends of the bumper cover. So we're gonna pop that stuff out. We don't even need to jack up the car. It's pretty easy to access this stuff. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, nope. More broken clips, but we got extras, so we're all good. Alright. So now I'm just taking out these 10mm bolts here. All right. Oop, I can feel it, we're almost there. Just got one more on the end. There we go. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take our bumper cover off and go ahead and remove our headlights next. So in the front here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 mounting bolts. So we're gonna go ahead and take them out. Those have a 10mm head on them. Oh, you can see it drop. All right. So we still got one more on the side to do. So here's our 5th bolt. If you follow the retainer, it's right at the end of it. And we'll remove that. All right, so we're sliding out our headlight. Oop, there we go. It's hanging up a little bit. There we go. All right, so now we got all our wires. So we're gonna go ahead and disconnect the low beam and the high beam. Oop, if it wants to come out. There we go. Gotta wiggle it a little bit. Those high beams on these Hondas seem to like to stick. And then we'll just twist and pop out the corner light and just set those aside. Now we got our assembly removed. So as you can see, our old lens here is foggy, it's yellow. We could have done, a restoration type of service to it and shined it back up, but from our experience, that just doesn't last all that long. And yeah, it's really just a temporary fix. So that's why we're going ahead and putting a brand new lens, or assembly, we should say. So yeah, there's some things that we got to transfer over, nothing big. The bumper retainer is held in still with this little 10mm head bolt. And then of course we need to swap over our light bulbs because yeah, this lens did not come with them. But yeah, our bulbs are still good, so we're going to swap them over. Or it might be a good time to put brand new ones if you feel like you need them. So we'll switch this. Okay, so you can see there's like a little nub that it lines up on, and there's the nub right there and right next to the bolt, and then you got 2 more nubs right here where it needs to line up so you can bolt it in to the vehicle when you put it back. So we're going to switch that piece over. All right. Oops. There we go. Make sure everything lines up. Okay, that looks good. Alright, so there's some little covers here that we don't need anymore. Just keeps debris from getting in there. And over each of the openings for the light bulbs. So we're gonna switch over the bulbs. Here's the low beam. So when putting in or swapping over our bulbs, I noticed that these screws were tightened down a little bit farther than is ideal. So basically I just backed out all these screws just, I don't know, maybe half a turn. And then that way you can easily set your bulb in there, twist it into position, and then you can just lightly tighten those down so your bulb doesn't fall out. There we go. So, yep, that's good. Alright, so now the bulb is in place for the low beam. And we'll take out the high beam. Oh. Okay, that one, no issues with it. Maybe we can just check it to see, make sure none of those are loose. Alright, so that one fit just fine as is. Alright, so now we're ready to go ahead and put this new lens into the vehicle. So when putting the lens back in and lining it up, of course there's the obvious mounting points where the bolts go in. But then there's also these couple of nubs right here, or whatever you want to call them, that need to line up with the fender. So if the lens isn't going all the way back, make sure that these are lining up with the fender, and then everything should be good to go. Alright, so we do need to, of course, plug our lights back in. Oh, now this one, the blue one is for the high beam. The white one is for the low beam. Alright, and then put in our corner light. Alright, so everything's hooked up. Now we can set it back into place. There we go. So the top of it needs to kind of tuck under the fender. And then, as I mentioned, back here needs to also line up with the fender. Alright, there we go. So before I tighten it down, I don't want to pinch this protective plastic. See, as you can see, it's already starting to pinch in there, so we need to get it out of the way. Alright, so now we'll bolt it down. One we can start with is lining up the nub here and getting that bolt started. Alright, just hand tighten that for now and line everything else up. Alright. Okay, and then we have our top bolt. You can actually, if you need to kind of pull it into position like we do, you can, well, if you can get your finger in this opening, you can pull it up and line it up and put that bolt in. Okay, then we gotta do the mounting bolt on the side. We're gonna push the retainer into place and line it up with the two nubs right there and get our bolt going here. Alright, let's tighten the rest of them. We'll tighten the rest of our bolts. Alright, so now we got it secure. And we'll move to the other side. There we go. Here is the one reason you could use some needle nose pliers for this job. That little harness right there is clipped in on the bottom. Take this out, take this out, take the bulb out, and the same thing, yeah, we need to loosen it. Oh, there we go. There we go, that's good. There we go. Yeah. All right. Get the nub. The little nub. Two of us are gonna work together to get this bumper cover back into place so we can work both sides at the same time. I'm gonna slide that, yeah, there you go, slide that part in. And so get the side retainers going. Alright, oh, I got my side in. Winner! Oh, wait. You got that one needs to go up. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Sounds good. So this one.
New clips.
Clips in there. There we go. Yeah, now we're seeing a bunch of clips. Ooh, there we go, nice and snug. All right, now we're lining up this screw for the end of the bumper. Make sure the liner is tucked in there. And then, if I can see, oop, there we go. All right. Okay, so our liner is all tucked in. Go ahead and put the other screw. Ah. There we go. You can see the nut that it's going into. There we go. And then we got the clips. There we go. So we'll put in the bolts to the fender liner. And our last two clips. All right, we're all done.